You still here? Let's go. If you stayed, good for you. Today's video is going to be on the message of compartmentalizing. What I mean is that we get caught up in this thought process of taking our life and separating into these different groups. The main groups that we're going to be focusing on is when we separate our life into our personal life and our spiritual life. So the focal point of this video is going to be centered in Luke chapter 5. In the beginning of chapter 5, we see that Jesus is actually teaching people. He's speaking God's word. He's letting the crowd know about what God has for them. But in the lake that he's next to preaching to these people, he sees two boats. One of those boats belonging to Simon Peter. And Jesus recognizes that they're not getting any fish out of the lake. Their nets are not bringing up anything. And he goes over there and he sits down on one of the boats. And while he's on Simon Peter's boats, he is still teaching the people, not only in the boat, but on the shore now, about God's word. But I want to let you know this right now. So he says, he sat down and taught the crowds from the boat. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep water and let your nets down for a catch." Simon answered, "Master, we have worked all night long, but I've caught nothing. Yet if you say so, I will let down my nets." It then goes on to say that when he put his nets down, he then caught enough fish to where his nets were actually breaking. And it was an absurd amount of fish. Now, why am I pointing this out to you? Why am I bringing this to you? I want to focus on the part when it says Jesus had finished speaking. The whole first part of this passage is Jesus talking and teaching people about God's word. So it says he finishes talking. So number one, we could take this from the standpoint of, yes, is Jesus trying to make a point here? Is he just trying to show the people that you need to listen to God's word? You need to listen to what he has for you because there's blessing and there's profit on the other side of that. Yes, that is one thing that he's teaching, not only the people on the shore, but he's teaching Simon Peter. But another thing that I think he's teaching us in our everyday life is that you don't have to separate your personal life, your business life, your fun side, and your spiritual life. Your spiritual life can coexist with your personal life. In fact, your spiritual life should be in your personal life. It should not divide. You should be all your life devoted to this spirituality, devoted to this relationship with God. And what I'm talking about is the fact that Jesus goes from preaching to fishing. So I want to ask you, why can you not go from preaching to playing basketball, preaching to playing video games, preaching to playing football, whatever it is? Why can't you use your faith as a vessel to help people in their life, but then also continue to have fun? So real quickly, just to summarize everything that we talked about, why do you separate God from your personal life?